Pro Football Network took a major dump on our quarterback, Jared Goff, and that is the topic of today's discussion. We're going to get into it, what they said, where they ranked our quarterback, what do I think about it, and the constant, the conversation regarding Jared Goff, how it just not ends. But before we get into today's video, if you're not a subscriber of this channel, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers on this channel. We're doing player breakdown, a lot of good stuff with Herman Moore, Chrissy. Everything's going to be happening on this channel, live shows. It's going to be fun. Let's just get into it. Sometimes I just don't want to beat around the bush, and I just want to get into the subject of a video. And Pro Football Focus, they did rankings, and when we talk about Jared Goff, there's a lot of discussion about, is he the quarterback of the future? Is he a terrible quarterback? Is he a great quarterback? All that, the conversation's in there. With that said, it's sometimes you just got to be reasonable with common sense here. And I'm a guy who likes to look at every part of the situation. When it comes to Jared Goff, do I think he could be the future? I have questions on it. Do I think he's utter gutter trash? No. That's just, to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense from what we've seen. If you want to look upon last year and say Jared Goff is absolute trash, okay, I get it. If you don't really understand what was taking place, at least with this offense, we had the worst wide receiver core in all time, it feels like, last year. The wide receivers were atrocious. Coming in there with Tyrell Williams, Brashard Perriman's 1 and 2. None of them really played. One guy got injured, was done. The other one didn't make the team. And we're talking about putting a lot of ropes on Khalif Raymond. Cephas going down when he started to do good. And then when we got Josh Reynolds, the offense got a little bit better. Jared Goff got a little bit better. Let me know in the comment section, do you think Jared Goff is a bottom 4 quarterback? Y for yes, and for no. That will be the pinned comment for this video. What is your ranking? Put that in there as well. So we've seen last year, it was basically tale of two halves. One bad half of the year, awful Jared Goff. The second half, much better Jared Goff when you're talking about bringing a new coaching staff, new offense, basically a new offense coordinator in season. Terrible weapons, getting some more weapons, and that's kind of what you get, exactly what you've seen. First half bad, second half pretty good, understood. A lot of people, at least the pundits, were saying Jared Goff was the worst quarterback last year before going into the season, and I kept telling you he's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's a 15 to 20 quarterback. He's an individual that can hold the fort down, and you put pieces around him. Wins can occur. He's not an elite quarterback. We're not talking about the Patrick Mahomes or even to the Matthew Stafford winning a Super Bowl. Stafford, I do believe, is a little bit better than him. But he's a guy that's not the worst. And guess what, folks? PFF did a quarterback ranking. I'm going to show you where they had Jared Goff here. Folks, this has to be a joke. They have PFF has Jared Goff ranked 29 out of 32. You tell me he's just better than Sam Darnold, Mitchell Trubisky, and Drew Lock? Come on, dog. Carson Wentz, he's better than Carson Wentz. I'd take Jared Goff over Carson Wentz. Daniel Jones, I would take Jared Goff over Daniel Jones. Zach Wilson didn't do a whole lot last year. He has some issues. It does look promising, young rookie. I'm not going to dog him. But if we're looking at last year's stats, come on, man. Davis Mills, Jared Goff, I have ahead of him. Justin Fields, if we're going to go off numbers, again, his numbers weren't great. And let's be honest here, folks. Justin Fields' offense for the Chicago Bears this year doesn't have a lot of talent around it. So right now, just regarding talent-wise, not player-wise, you'd assume that Jared Goff's going to have a better season. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to knock for putting Trevor Lawrence here because he had Urban Meyer over there in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer destroyed that team. I'm not going to get too upset about it. Not going to get hurt about that one. Tua Tagovailoa, he's a player kind of like in that era where this is a make-or-break season for Tua. And, you know, he does have weapons around him, so I guess I could see that still. You know, it's just this list is a little extremely biased. Let's be honest here. Jared Goff's not the 29th ranked quarterback in the NFL. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about stats. I'd use common sense at some point. You have to use common sense. Do I think he's the greatest quarterback in the NFL? No. As you know, if you look upon me and how I look at Jared Goff, if you've been a subscriber of mine on my other channel, or if you've listened to the live shows here on Lions Nation Unite, you know I'm very critical of many players on this team, and I'm critical of Jared Goff. Absolutely. Can he play better? Yes. No doubt about it. I think he's still a 15 to 20 ranked quarterback in the NFL. He's the mid guy. He can hold the fort down. He's got some talent around him. He can play well. He took the Rams to a Super Bowl. He's not the 29th ranked quarterback in the NFL. Let me know in the comment section right now, where do you rank Jared Goff? Put a number. Number 1 if you're a huge Jared Goff fan, you think he's the greatest. 32 if you absolutely hate him and you think he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Or like me, 15 to 20. Put it around there, just depending on who goes where. But that's what I see here, 15 to 20 quarterback. Come on, we got to put a little bit of respect and common sense here, folks. Just a little bit. I would not have Daniel Jones. Let's look at this. I'm not going to have Daniel Jones ahead of Jared Goff. What has Daniel Jones done anything in New York to have him ahead of Jared Goff? He's done. They declined his fifth-year option over there because he's been terrible. Awful. He can't do anything. He hasn't done anything in his career. But you're going to have him ahead of Jared Goff? Come on, dog. Carson Wentz, the guy can't stay healthy. They trade this dude left and right. This dude goes trade to trade to trade to trade. Carson Wentz, injury. I will take Jared Goff over Carson Wentz. There's a reason why this dude gets traded every year. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And that's called bias, folks. When you see this type of stuff, I got to call it out. And you ask, why are you making a video on this? Because I got to call it out. It's ridiculous. We have to be somewhat fair here. I'm no Goff truther. I don't think Jared Goff's the greatest thing. You know, he's the second coming or anything like that. I'm not. But it's common sense, guys. Now, I do agree with Drew Lock being at 32. Drew Lock is terrible. Drew Lock should be the worst quarterback in the NFL. His dude's not. He's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I suspect Jared Goff this season probably get like 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, have 4,300 yards. We have weapons around now. He's not walking into a situation that's absolute gutter cheeks. We got a pretty good offense. His numbers are going to show it. You see it in L.A., you put weapons around this guy, he can win and put up some gaudy numbers. He can do a pretty good job. He's better than 29. And a shame on PFF for putting that out there. You know, this is the type of stuff why YouTubers and content creators are rising a little bit because of this type of stuff where you have Jared Goff ranked 29. I don't get it. I don't see that bad. At all. At all. And it's just, it's a bit frustrating when you see this because you have to, I don't like making videos bashing any other organization like a PFF just for fun, but when you see something like this, you have to talk about it because it's not right. It's incorrect, in my opinion. Absolutely incorrect. I think that the Lions and Jared Goff should get a little more credit than that. You have to look around the players that he had last year compared to this year. You have to. Last year, I don't think any quarterback could survive last year with the weapons at wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers would struggle with those wide receivers. Let's be honest. It was bad. Like Patrick Mahomes would struggle. It was a bad offense. And then you got Anthony Lynn leaving, Ben Johnson coming in. So that's why you got literally a tale of two halves. So he's not as bad as what people are saying. He's not that bad. I suspect he'll have a decent year this year. And if whether you're a Goff truther or a Goff hater or in the middle, we all want the Lions to win. Every one of us wants the Lions to win. Coming on here, talking day after day, and hearing, and watching hearing the Lions are terrible and watching the Lions lose is hard to deal with. And so you want all the players to succeed. I want Jared Goff to succeed. I want everybody to succeed on this team because that means the team succeeds. So it doesn't really matter if you believe in him or not. You still want him to succeed. Well, 29? That's bollocks. Hey, it's not right, folks. It's not right, man. It's absolutely... That's bias. That's absolute and gutter bias. Folks, in the upcoming videos, we got videos dropping every single day. Player breakdown, wide receivers from Herman Moore. That's going to be occurring. We got live shows Tuesday and Thursday. Talking with Lions Nation Unite, getting it done, and continue this content for you guys as we get closer to the 2022 NFL season. With that said, folks, adios.
Perfect. Perfect.